Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Prime News on My Media Prime. I am Genda Belgian Blanche King. Thanks for choosing My Media Prime, and you're welcome to the Tuesday edition of the news live from Studio A at Fengodrombange in Douala. Insecurity is on a steady rise in the economic capital of the country here in Douala. Bandits specialized in stealing motorcycles in Douala, 4 in number, were presented to the press yesterday, and according to the National Gendarmerie in Bonaberi, Douala 4 subdivision, they were caught on security camera during the act. Details with Fonquinta in the following reports.
Insecurity is still on the rise in some parts of Douala, Cameroon's economic capital. Elements of the National Gendarmerie have not relented efforts in tracking down all those involved in acts of robbery within the city. A gang of 4 men, aged 25 to 33, specialized in stealing and selling of motorcycles, were presented to the press by elements of the National Gendarmerie in Bonaberi Douala 4 subdivision, caught after attempting to steal a motorcycle.
Il s'agit d'un vol de moto, en fait plusieurs vols de moto perpétrés à la compagnie de Bonaberi, où un gang de voleurs constitué de plusieurs groupes en fait sont venus voler des motos devant la compagnie de Bonaberi.
According to the company commander who led the operation, the bandits were apprehended thanks to images captured on their security camera.
Ils ont opéré plusieurs fois. Il s'agit en date du 7 octobre, du 12 et du 17. Grâce donc aux caméras de surveillance installées ici à la compagnie de Bonaberi par un ami de la gendarmerie, nous avons pu en temps réel voir le déroulé de leur action. C'est ainsi que nous avons pu identifier ces malfrats. Nous avons de ce fait lancé des investigations à travers nos agents de renseignement. On a eu le renseignement effectif de ce que ces gens sont situés beaucoup plus dans la circonscription de Douala 2.
The 4 bandits, said to have been operating in other parts of the town, narrated how they stole the motorcycle parked in front of the gendarmerie unit, as each member was stationed with a specific role to play, as reviewed by images of the security camera. One of the bandits, who claims he has never stolen a bike, narrates how he became part of the team.
Je suis patron de rien. Donc j'ai juste reçu un coup de fil, je suis arrivé. Donc là où on m'a montré la moto, j'ai appelé mon ami là, il a pris la lettre de nos receleurs, que voilà, c'est tout. Moi, je n'ai jamais fait ça.
The bandits, Kwapom Cedric, 31 years old, Azigzi Abeso, 25, Foto Robert, 33, and Lelopo Yan, who were presented to the press in the presence of the State Council, have remained under custody while awaiting trial.
We move over to Mbuda, where a man is said to have set his wife and 4 children ablaze. He claims his wife and children disrespected him. The unfortunate incident happened yesterday, and he is presently under police custody, as Nora Kakebi tells us.
Dr Felix is a man who left the population of Mbuda in total shock and consternation as he sets his entire family and house ablaze. Why a man in his right frame of mind will commit such a gruesome and barbaric act upon his own family, including an innocent baby as young as 10 months, is still a puzzle. Kunepo Ferdinand is a father of 6 children, with ages ranging from 10 months to the oldest child aged 17. He is a pork vendor, and sources say, according to Ferdinand, he committed the barbaric acts justifying that his wife and children do not give him the respect he deserves as a father. But other sources contradicted this, saying he is naturally a violent man, especially when he drinks himself to stupor. He repeatedly exhibits this high sense of irresponsibility and baseless violence. According to his wife, who was badly hurt, together with their 4 children, she reiterates that her husband is a chronic alcoholic who always gets this mean. She recounts a sad incident which led to her husband setting her and her 4 children ablaze.
The 3rd time now, he took it and run with force. He can just come and throw it. Whether it is petrol, it is what that he kept that he used to kill us, I don't know. He just run and come and aim the firewood inside their room, and the fire just touched the whole house. I was sitting but outside with this my baby. The fire come and met us outside. Before I wanted to escape, the fire has already touched us. Those 2 inside touched him seriously. The other one was inside the house. Before he struggled to come out, he also burned him. The junior ones were inside the parlor learning. They're struggling now to come out. as they struggle to come out, the fire also touched them, but their own case is not serious because before they were coming out like that, the fire, the speed has already reduced.
Fortunately for her, 2 of her other children were not caught in this inferno because they were playing outside. The other 4 were inside their rooms, and that's where their father poured fuel and set them on fire. Both the mother and the children were badly hurt, but fortunately no one died in the barbaric incident. Meanwhile, the entire family is receiving treatment at the intensive care unit of the Atluchem Hospital in Buda.
J'ai reçu une mère de 4 enfants qui est venue dans un contexte d'incendie et de brûlure. Donc, on a reçu au total 5 brûlés. Parmi les 5 brûlés, il y a un enfant de 17 ans qui a un pronostic un peu réservé. Donc, les 4 autres ont un pronostic favorable.
Kunepo Ferdinand, who always promised to kill his family, has been apprehended by the law enforcement officers and is under custody, gnashing his teeth.
Still on a sad note, at least 2 people have been confirmed dead in Nchang. Sources suggest the deceased were poisoned. They died yesterday morning, according to reports. Étape content in the French language.
C'est une pilule difficile à digérer. Virginie, 21 ans, et Myriam, 3 ans et demi, sont retrouvées mortes par leur grande sœur hier matin dans leur chambre à Tinko, un quartier de Tchangre, département de la Ménois, région de l'Ouest.
I can't take you for worship, prepare for school. I want come, I don't knock door, no money to open. Now the small one, Franklin, he will go open door. You know, even very close. He be for me. The other one say, now wait, he say, he need to fine. The big one sleep for down, I thought he need to woke up. The small one, I can't take you for go. I don't open the blind now. I see how we.
Venant de la localité d'Alor, dans le nord-ouest du pays pour leur étude, les enfants étaient couchés dans leur chambre au nombre de 4. Tout commence d'abord en soirée où leur grande sœur, après avoir préparé le riz sauté, elle a servi aux enfants et aux bailleurs sans s'oublier elle-même. Tous ont mangé. C'est à la tombée de la nuit qu'elle garda le four à charbon dans la chambre des enfants. Ce four de charbon dégageait encore de la fumée qui a intoxiqué les enfants et 2 parmi eux ont rendu l'âme.
Il m'a dit qu'ils ont préparé le riz hier soir sous le charbon, dehors. Et jusqu'à eux tous ils ont mangé le riz. Je parle de 2 qui sont couchés là avec les 2 autres. Ça veut dire qu'ils ont mangé le riz au nombre de 6. Même le bailleur a aussi mangé le riz. Et leur grand sœur a aussi mangé. Et les 4 sont dormis dans la même chambre. C'est ce matin maintenant qu'on est arrivé qu'on voit qu'il y a 2 qui sont décédés.
Quant aux 2 autres, ils ont été conduits à l'hôpital par les voisins alertés par leur grande sœur, prise de panique. Placés sous des soins intensifs, ces 2 enfants sont hors de danger. Ceux qui utilisent désormais le four à charbon doivent être davantage sensibilisés car le charbon tue.
Christians of St. Gabriel Station, Tamulong Mulankwasi Parish, Archdiocese of Bamenda, have dedicated prayer sessions to pray for a return of peace in the country, especially in the northwest and southwest region that have been battling with the ongoing socio-political crisis. They also prayed for the repose of all souls lost in the ongoing violence in the country, encouraging love for one another to build a just society. They have equally embarked on building a new church to contain the growing Christian population. Our reporter, Charles Kibwa, completes the story.
Christians of the St. Gabriel Mission Station, Tamulung Mankon, Mulankwasi Parish, Archdiocese of Bamenda, today 2nd November, in prayers on the Feast of All Souls after prayers at their old mission station in their numbers as a small Christian community after contributing to the building of God's house, assisted in digging their new church in thanksgiving to God.
Honestly, I am a joyful person. I'm very, very happy seeing the population, seeing what they have done. All this time they have toiled, they have contributed generously, and finally their dreams have come true. We are very, very happy. We thank God Almighty for all that He has done to us in His goodness, to this community and to the church at large.
To some Christians, the digging of their new place of worship as a Christian community in mind and love at this period of the ongoing crisis, praying for the repose of souls and in thanksgiving will ensure a befitting mission station.
When the interest is there, it is because of the will that is there. The impression I get or I have for this my Christians and for this work, in fact, it be marvelous. It be a joy.
You have to start your day with God now. This is where we draw our strength. Our former place is small, a little bit small for us, so we need a bigger place. We started this job 4 years ago. As you can see, things are very improving.
Despite the persistent ghost town, the Bamenda Army Rescue Unit assisted in supplying water to the Christians. A message as they pray there are other values such as dialogue, peace, and the spirit of sharing that people must continue to embrace and in quest building a just society.
Women of Tiko's Women's Forum in the Tiko subdivision have equally joined their voices to condemn the killings on October 24, 2020. Like every other Cameroonian, they were out on the streets on a Saturday to mourn the kids who died on October 24 during the massacre, where unidentified armed men stormed the Mother Francisca International Bilingual School or the campus and killed some kids. They staged a peaceful protest over the weekend to express their discontent. Details with Jobe Mokiregan.
That was the atmosphere that surrounded Tiko, the gateway municipality to the southwest region, Saturday morning as mother of the Women Forum, Joe from Ombe, Mutengene, Likumba and Tiko came out in their numbers, all dressed in black with peace plan to articulate their grievances on the Tiko Boulevard for the killing of 7 students at the Mother Francisca International Bilingual Institute, Fiango Kumba.
We are out here because we are mourning. We are grieving because of the children that were killed in Kumba. Not just that, women have been killed. Like Tumasan in Boyaka. And we are saying that children are not bullets. Women are not bullets.
It should be noted that at press time, the demonstration of women in Tiko subdivision later took another twist as cars were being barred from advancing to their destination, this time with their knees on the ground, calling on God to clean the land of Cameroon. The women later widened the scope of the demonstration by parading to all quarters in Tiko, heading to the DO's office to lay their complaint. At the DO's office, they were received by the divisional officer for Tiko subdivision, Dr. Anglophone Cletus, with 2 items, the Holy Book and a peace plan. Addressing the women is Dr. Anglophone Cletus Asongwe, divisional officer for Tiko subdivision.
For no one thing that is spoiled, we think that is spoiled. We'll hand them there for the inside. Wait, it don't happen, we will land. Wait, it don't happen with the land of God. Wait till it happen with people for God. Every new day we see churches that are open for different sides. But wait, it don't make and where will have they become more bitter. This Bible, hold on. It talks very clearly for the book of 2nd Chronicles, chapter 7, verse 14. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sins and I will heal their land. I think the time don't come where we need to look one direction. We will turn back to God. We heal back this land.
After attesting the women by the divisional officer for Tiko subdivision, the women refused in singing the national anthem as the divisional officer for Tiko subdivision was left with his entourage and some women in government offices with the singing of the national anthem. It will be recalled that the women demonstration in Tiko subdivision was coming barely a week after the massacre of 7 students in Kumba and a day for national mourning, October 31st, 2020.
Yesterday, November 2, was the International Day to End Impunity against the journalists, drawing governments, the attention of governments to ensure a safe and enabling environment for all media workers. Statistics from the United Nations suggest that at least 1,200 journalists have been killed globally in countries across the world. According to them, they're calling on authorities, that be governments, to make sure that everything is done and properly to facilitate the work of media men and women. Journalists in Cameroon equally decry and denounce intimidation from all parties. Details in the following report. One day after celebrations to commemorate the day to end impunity for crimes against journalists, journalists in Cameroon say they have many unanswered questions and feel insecure, to say the least. According to the United Nations data, in the past 14 years, close to 1,200 journalists have been killed for reporting the news and bringing information to the public. On average, this constitutes one death every 4 days, and in 9 out of 10 cases, the killers go unpunished. Such is the case of late Samuel Abuno, also known as Samuel Wazizi, being the most recent case in Cameroon. Authorities announced his death in June 2020, confirming his demise in custody on August 17, 2019. Wazizi was a news anchor, photographer with a local media house in Cameroon, who was arrested on August 2, 2019, and later moved into military custody for crimes unknown to the media community and family members. He equally never answered guilty to the accusations. He, however, did not live to attend any court hearing, despite the several court sessions called and postponed. After pressure from Journalism Association and bodies, it was revealed in June 2020 that he died in August 2019 due to a brief illness, though no information of his death filtered out till after a year. Bodies and organizations have condemned this and demand justice for late Samuel Wazizi, who died under unclear circumstances. It might be safe to say he died because he was a journalist. This is one of the many intimidations and injustice journalists in the country face daily, according to pressmen and women. The quest for justice is still ongoing. On the occasion of the International Day to End Impunity against journalists, the task for all media workers is end intimidation and killings. Journalism is not a crime. Today marks exactly 60 years since the anti-colonialist Cameroonian leader Felix Roland Mummier was assassinated in Geneva. He had succeeded Ruben Umnyoben as a leader of UPC. Audrey Zatza takes us back into history.
Born on the 1st of November 1925 at the Protestant Hospital of Njise in Fumban of Samuel Mekou Mummier and Suzanne Mvou, Dr Felix Roland Mummier, the leader of the political movement Union des Populations du Cameroun, a movement fighting for Cameroon's independence from France, began his primary studies at the Bajo School in Njise, then at the public school in Bafoussam Class 5, and completed them at the regional school in Chong Class 6, where he obtained the primary school certificate. The latter was sensitized to anti-colonialist and communist ideas during his academic periods. At 35 years, he was a graduate of the School of African Doctors in Dakar and practiced medicine in Cameroon before taking refuge after the dissolution of his party. His meeting in 1948 with Ruben Umnyobe, the founder of the Union des Populations du Cameroun, launched him on the political path where he would serve the National Liberation Movement. A very committed and active militant, Mummier was subjected to relentless surveillance by the French administration. He made several trips to different countries to obtain funds and support for the anti-colonialist struggle of the UPC. In 1959, he will lead the UPC delegation to the United Nations to demand elections before the proclamation of independence. Dr. Felix Roland Mummier was poisoned after a dinner in Geneva and died on November 3, 1960 in Geneva. As one of the figures in the struggle for Cameroon's independence, in 1991 the Parliament of Cameroon declared Dr. Felix Mummier a national hero.
Prime News ends here. Thanks for being a part of today's edition of the news. See you tomorrow at 6:30, God willing, for another edition of Prime News on my Major Prime Faith Tataberenyo, coordinated the news produced by Ewane Airline Nolinga. My name is Genda Pelgian Blanche King. Stay tuned to my Major Prime, 7 p.m. Cameroon time. Kim Leonard will be here to talk about issues affecting the world, Africa and Cameroon. Happy viewing. Good night. God bless Cameroon.